All right. Welcome to Third Rail Thursdays. First Thursday of the month is also April 1st. But don't worry, we are here. This is not an April Fool's joke. I mean, we're a joke, but.
Terrible.
Welcome, everybody. It is I, Dave Coe, and I have here co-hosting with me, Go Veer, Go Home, Chris. Y'all know him.
Hey guys.
Let's get a train running right now. My camera is focused on. Oh, I don't have any of my. I don't have like the stuff going. The banners going. There, do that. And I'm not quite sure how I display who is who. I don't think it matters. Anyways, guys, thanks for showing up. On the left, you have myself, Dave Coe, and on the right, that's Chris. And as you can see, I've got a little sneak peek of some progress that I've made. Train should just be around the corner, so we'll give it a minute. And then we're going to talk about a giveaway. Chris Bub says he better not see a box cutter.
Why? Fine. I'll get rid of them.
Oh, here we go. You know, it didn't work. Figures, how many times did I test this?
I've seen it go through at least twice.
What happened? I think, I knocked one of the sensors. That's what happened. That's okay. I'll fix it. We have the technology. Anyways, this was working. And, it did work. It changed to green. It was red. Or was it always green? I can't remember.
I feel like it was always green.
Was it always green? Yeah, because I probably knocked the sensor. Okay, that's fine. All right, off to an incredible start, like always. Oh boy. Okay, so really quick, that's a sneak peek. I will be making a detailed video on how I did it. Let me just see if I can.
And another video on how you fix it.
Yeah, see, it works. I don't know what the heck is going. It's red now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
No idea.
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. There. Yeah, I have no idea. Doesn't matter, guys. Hello, everybody. So, Bubs, this is set up a little differently. It's through infrared sensors, and I'll explain everything in the video. I decided to set it up a little differently than block detection. So, bear with me. I know it may not be 100% prototypical, but we'll get there. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Welcome back to the layout. All right, so I will also be making a video this weekend. I'm almost at 1,500 subscribers, 1,500. And I want to thank everybody who has subscribed, all my viewers, all of you guys. And I want to do a giveaway, so I've got these two pieces of rolling stock. We've got an Athearn CP Rail multi-mark scheme boxcar and a Atlas Canadian Pacific Railway scheme boxcar. If you watch the other live stream, don't worry. The couplers have been upgraded to KD158 on both of these items. So have no fear. You will not have to live with Atlas or Athearn couplers. Don't worry. But I will be doing a giveaway. So I'll be making a video sometime this Easter weekend. And this is not an April Fool's joke. And giving these away. So keep an eye open for that. some other news before we dive into this kit build. This is actually going to be my last kit because I am once again getting rid of my layout, unfortunately. It's, some stuff came up and I just don't like HO anymore. So I figured, N was a little small for me, but I figured why not just, dive head first. I'm going to Z scale. So watch out for that. I'm going to be selling off everything. Some other news that the guys are okay. Chris, you're still cool with me if I share?
I guess.
Chris is also tearing down his layout because he's moving again. So we will have some teardown videos and hopefully some rebuilding videos. So watch out for that. And Mark, who could not be here tonight, he allowed me to share some news. He is also going to be making some changes. He's not tearing down his layout, but he will be finally allowing dogs in the train room. April Fools. April Fools. I don't know how people can do Z scale or Z scale. Holy cow. I have a hard enough time putting down like a screw and finding it after I put it down, let alone like a locomotive. You're going to put that somewhere and it's going to be gone forever. It's so small. And Chris is obviously not moving. Hopefully, right, Chris?
I mean, conversations have come up, and I've ended those conversations.
You're here for life. You're in that house for life now, right?
I feel like I've invested. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel you. Okay, so my signal just worked correctly. I don't know what happened. I do not know. Was I screwing around with it when I was showing you maybe, and I left it green? I think that's maybe what happened.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. So anyways, guys, check that out. It's going to be a randomizer thing again, like my last ones. Getting on to the main feature, we're going to be working on some kits. So I am going to be hopefully finishing or getting close to finishing this layout here, which once again is the Walthers REA building, which is the Rail Express Agency. As you can see, it's coming far. I need to get the glass in the glass. I need to get the side I don't know what do you call those, Chris? Like the side roofs,
awnings.
The awnings. Thank you. That's why I keep you around. You're so useful. I have to weather up the doors and the concrete, because this doesn't really look like concrete or anything right now. And we may go through and darken some of this, and I don't know. There's a lot of white paint still left on the brick. I don't know. We'll see how much we get through tonight. But let's see really quick if I am a total liar or not. Here the train comes. Look at that. It worked. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I got it just in time. It worked. Turned to green like it was supposed to. I don't know what happened before. Figures. Yay. Starting the night off right. At least we're back online. And there we go. Okay. Bribe him, liar, shoot him. New host Bubs. You know what, Bubs? We should get you in here one of these times, and you can walk me through how many things on my layout is unprototypical, because I know you are a master at information. And when all this COVID ends, I want you and Mark and Chris over here, and we're gonna run some trains. So let's get situated here at my pseudo work desk. It's kind of crazy. You'll have to forgive me. So Chris, what are you working on?
Well, sir, for those of you who saw my live from, what was that, yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I don't know. So. I can't remember. Yeah, yesterday was Wednesday. Yeah. So I got some stuff in the mail, and I got this Walthers concrete street system. I do have a section of my layout on the second level there where I do plan on putting like a downtown area. So I got that just to kind of see what it's about, see if it makes it any easier. I've tried a few different versions of making roads and all that in the past. It gets really messy, and I don't like it. So I'm trying to see if I can make things easier. And this is just one of those ways. Like I'm just, you pop out the roads.
Yeah.
It comes with like there's a little driveway thing here where like it goes down flat and whatnot, if that makes sense.
Right.
Uh, there is sewer grates and other neat stuff, little fire hydrants, which is kind of neat. So I thought, well, yeah, why not? I might
Yeah.
need a couple of these though, because they don't give you a lot of pieces. But for like $20, it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. So James says, "Do we have tools now?" To be fair, I just use my rail snips. I think that they work pretty good as like the side cutter things. Chris, I know, was doing the ultimate sin using an X-Acto knife. I had to tell him to get that. I can still see it in the bottom right of your screen. I know it's there. There's
Oh,
two of them.
God.
You have two. Yeah, get those
That's
out
my
of here.
multi-knife set.
And
No,
James
Bubs
also
was,
says to start the blast furnace.
oof. Yeah, right. Like I have room for that right now. Like those are huge kits, and like my second level isn't even done. So that would basically take up my second level, and then I have nowhere to build. So not yet, not yet. I'm gonna save that until at least I have some modules for the top level ready to go. So I have somewhere to sit them at least.
So is that going to go on your third level? Whereabouts on your layout is that going to go?
The steel mill is going on the third level. Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bubs was super nice, and because he was criticizing me on how I take things out of the sprues and all that. So he got me like some cutters and some knives.
I was there while he was chirping you in chat. I was there. I think
What
I
a
was
guy.
also chirping you in chat, hoping that nobody would call me out on my lack of tools. Oh boy. I don't know if I want to put the glass in right now or if I want to try to make this look a little more realistic. With my
Tough
other
call,
kit,
but
I took some gray or black and I rubbed it against the foundation, and that kind of made it look a little bit more like grayish, which could kind of pass as like a concrete. I don't know. Look, I'm
yeah,
new at this. Don't believe me.
it's not all your fault. I mean, you're good at doing the whole train thing, and you don't normally build buildings. So, for what you've done so far is really awesome for someone who doesn't do it often. So, kudos.
Thanks.
And you're not paying me to say this, right? I mean, checks in the mail. Checks in the mail.
He's paying me to say this. Wait, I'm paying you to say that. Wait, no, I'm not. All right. So,
Do it.
let's see.
Do it. Just paint it.
Do it. I'm
Do
just gonna...
Do it now.
Okay. You know what? Let's put the glass in. Let's put the glass in.
I wonder if I'm cutting these right. Oh, ethanol plant is totally going on the top level too.
Okay, so why do I have pieces that are already cut out? Did I already put the glass in some of these? No, I didn't. Oh, I put the roof glass. Right. So I couldn't have sprayed it. Well, I could have taken out the roof, but I couldn't have sprayed it anyway. Okay. Dave, you're next for tools. Bubs, what do you this works fine. Hey, Bill, this works great. I don't know.
I was waiting for
why
him
do I? Huh?
I was waiting for him to tell me you're snipping it wrong, but there's only one way to snip it. No, you're doing it wrong. There's the right way and there's the wrong way.
No, from the left, not the right.
Oh,
Dwight, because I have many different hobbies and I need room for all of them, and that includes, unfortunately, compromising. On, well, all of them. Hey, Erie. How many do I guess I need 16. So 4, 5. Look, see, Chris, you are doing it wrong. That's why I'm taking out my thing off camera. See, I don't know. I'm probably doing this wrong too, but I'm just taking it and I'm just bending it. And then what I'll do is I'll come back with either a knife or those clippers and just even them out. Or maybe I won't because you'll never see them behind.
Yeah, those with the windows, I don't think it matters all that much. Or window frames for that matter.
Yeah. I didn't bother cleaning up the window frames. I was with the window frames, I painted them and then I had a hard time gluing them over the paint, right? But with the garage doors, I was good because I actually taped off the strip that like overlaps the wall so that I could have the paint stick to that. Okay, I gotta keep track. I'm at 6 more.
Flying through this thing. These scissors are crazy good.
Oh, I didn't even recognize Tyler. Oh. Tyler showed up as Erie Rail fan. I didn't even notice.
Is that Tyler?
I think so. I'm pretty sure it's Tyler.
What happened to Lackawanna?
It's, I think, April Fool's joke. He said.
Oh. Too soon?
That's when somebody like snakes the YouTube tape. I don't know. I think they might keep it like they might hold it because I think they held Dave 88 for me for a while. Okay, there, I've done one side. Ugh. All right. So I wonder if a smart man would have done this before you put the wall. No, you put the walls together first, right?
So
but maybe I should have done this before I put the roof on.
The picture tells you to put like the windows and the window frames in and then to connect the walls. But I mean, there's an easy way to do things, and then there's, because it also depends on how you're painting it. Because the picture that you see on the box is basically what color the plastic comes in.
Yeah.
In most cases.
So what you were saying inferred that I read the instructions, which I did in the very beginning. But that ship has sailed.
It is what it is at this point.
Verified Erie rail fan is Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler, you sneaky fellow. You had me. I don't even know if the camera can see. Well, maybe that's not a bad thing. If the camera can't see what I'm doing, nobody can tell me I'm doing it wrong. Which I probably 100% am. But,
Well, see, now here's the thing, because James is saying that I'm going to need a chisel blade when I start the blast furnace. Now, if I knew what a chisel blade was, I still wouldn't be able to pick it out of the crowd, So, I'll just...
That sounds like a good job for your X-Acto knife or, just a regular butter knife.
What James is saying would practically make me want to call for another adult to come help me. I don't know what he's talking about.
Wait, you're an adult? Could have fooled me.
I mean, yes, I am an adult, but I would need somebody that's more adult than I.
Yeah, you got to get a more adulting adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Oh, James is going to send you a picture apparently, so that should clear that up. Okay. We're going to let that dry and then we're going to see if any of them fall out. So everything works fine. Like I don't know what happened with the signal, and then of course, like, you know how many times I do laps with my trains throughout the week, and I guess I knocked the sensor when I was building stuff, and so that triggered, and now I don't know. I have
and
no
now
idea.
Your trains fly.
Yeah.
I
hope not. Yeah. See, now it works fine. I have no idea. In the spare blades, there's a chisel blade. Is that the one that I broke off? Here, I've got a kit right here. Is it the one? Oh, okay. Hold on. There we go. Is it this one? Because I broke one of those because I was using it to shear off the spikes. I think my computer is freaking out and I'm not getting my comments all the way. He has one. Oh yeah, okay, no, never mind. Oh yeah, that was up to date, surprisingly.
Dave, do you ever watch or have you ever watched The Office?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so when it aired, I had no interest in watching it, but my wife was a really huge fan of it. So I'm like, okay, for the sake of me learning stuff about her, I decided to take it upon myself to watch it because obviously it's on Netflix or whatever.
Fingerprints all over it. Yeah, yeah.
So I was watching the other day, and I had a moment where they had mentioned that Dunder Mifflin, or is it Dunder Mifflin or whatever?
No, Dunder Mifflin. Yeah, yeah.
Mifflin. They're in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And they had even mentioned that they're near Lackawanna.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive that they said something about Lackawanna. And I thought about Tyler right away.
Tyler, fact check that.
Can we fact check that?
I want a report. I want a 10-page report, at least 10,000 words by the end of the stream, proving that there's a connection.
Because that would be for like a good industry for somebody to do like an office building for, and then just put the Dunder Mifflin, whatever it's called.
Dunder Mifflin, yeah. That was good. I liked it. It was a kind of, it was one of those mindless watch shows,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was like, oh my god, my favorite show in the entire world, but oh yeah, my chat isn't updating.
Uh-oh.
In fact, my whole screen is frozen. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Oof. Okay. There we go. Scranton is built around the Lackawanna. There you go. Thank you. You learn something new every day.
Yay. I learned something.
Oh.
Scranton, yeah.
Just another fact I will never use again, but has replaced a very important skill in my brain. It's like, oh, now I can't cook bread or something from scratch, or you only have so much space up there, right, guys?
That's why every Monday at my job feels like the very first day of my job. Yeah. And I'm like, well, guess I'm forgetting those song lyrics. I'm almost done. Yay. It's all big parts, right? So I don't have to worry. And nothing is numbered, so there's also that. Yeah. I like mindlessly building things where I don't have to think. Where you look at a wall and you're like, that goes there.
I overthink. Like, that's why I'm not done this kit, because I'll just overthink it. I'll be like, oh man, I want it to look good. I want it to do good. I want to how do I do this? And then I'll be like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. And that's the thing. I'll watch multiple videos on how to do it, or how to weather it, or how to paint it, or I'll talk to you, and then I'll go to do it, and it's just all that advice that I intook from videos out the door. And I'm just I'm just gonna do it this way. And then to be fair, the first one is still standing, so I can't complain, but who knows? Just gonna send it 100%, Bubs. I am just gonna send it. That is a good motto. Well, yeah, it is a pretty good motto.
I think I lost you for a minute there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but
it could have been my big fat arm blocking the entire lens.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Disney, so if I become frozen tonight,
oh my god, get out!
Sorry.
Are you gonna tell me to let it go?
Just let it go, man. Let it go.
There's like, I guess there's like a pack. You remember a recorder? You ever play the recorder in school?
Yeah, which is like a useless instrument.
Yeah, so I actually never did. I played the trumpet all through elementary school, and I was like in the school band and stuff. It was a good time. I picked the trumpet because I'm like, it has 3 keys, like it has 3 buttons. How hard can it be? And actually, it wasn't like, I don't know. I picked it up super quick, but like, where was I going with? Oh yeah, there was like I guess there's a kit, like a recorder kit that you can get, and like you like you play along to like the Frozen songs, and I'm like, okay, somebody clearly didn't have kids who designed this, because anybody who had kids would know, like, that's gonna be the most annoying thing in the world. Hearing "Let It Go" 20 times. Like, my wife played that on repeat so many times. I know all the words. I don't even have kids, and I know all the words. Okay,
I'm not even
and then
ashamed.
it's like, oh my god, add the recorder, that annoying recorder squeal to it, and it's like, sweet lord, whoever actually got that as a kid. Oh, James said he played with tools.
I wanted to play the saxophone.
Oh yeah.
Huh. I wanted to play the saxophone, but I was never that guy.
I picked up bass in high school and goofed around with my friends and learned all weird songs. And then I kind of learned guitar. Oh, and I knew how to play piano from when I was a kid, because my parents made me go to piano lessons, and I hated it. And I kind of regret hating it, because I wish I still had it. And
because it's a useful skill, right?
Well, it's just nice to have like artistic ability. I don't know.
If we're talking about like high school times and stuff like that, I took 5 years of woodworking and 3 years of welding.
Really? So, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the woodworking makes sense, but I obviously have never seen you weld, so.
But like when I was in high school, right, like obviously all I did was skateboard. So in welding class, all I would make are like grind rails.
Right.
And in woodworking, I would make skate ramps. Right. So the odd candle holder for mom, stuff like that. But it was mostly stuff for me.
You know what though? Like, that's the way to do it. When you can apply a skill to something that you enjoy, then you intake it so much better. You're so much more willing to like learn and put in the effort, right? Like, if you just were making like candlesticks and stuff like that, and you didn't like it, you'd get bored and you wouldn't. But you're making like the skate ramp. You want it perfect. You want to make sure it's sick. Like, you're gonna put in the effort.
Oh yeah.
I just
like a lot of the guys did the Muskoka chairs. Like, yeah, I did my Muskoka chair. Big deal. I know how to use a bandsaw and all that stuff. Which is all like, it's important to know and all that.
What's that chair? What, Muskoka chair? What is that?
Yeah, the Muskoka chair. It's the one where it looks like the back of it is like a fan.
Should I Google it real quick, or?
I mean, if you need to, it's not going to be on the test, but yeah, it's like they called it a Muskoka chair. I don't know what the real name of it is. But it looks like it's like the contour where you sit on it shapes your butt, and then it goes up to your legs, and then whatever. It's like a dock chair.
Sure. Yeah.
Bubs is calling it an Adaconic.
Yeah, Bubs, I appreciate the effort, but that is bringing me nowhere closer to knowing what the heck it is. I have no idea, guys.
No, you should have been like, oh, of course. But either way, it's a chair, and cool. Like obviously, if you have to do the one chair just to prove that you know how to use a saw without cutting off a finger or whatever, you're obviously going to do it, and then yeah, free range.
I took all the easy classes in high school. Like I took art. I took art all 4 years, and to this day, I can't draw or paint or do anything artistic really with my hands. Nothing. I am
Really?
absolutely useless. I don't know how I passed. I think I scraped by with like low marks. And I tried. You know where you have to like draw an egg. Yeah. Yeah. You know when you make like we had to make a mug out of clay, mine fell apart. Like it it did not go well. I don't know
Dave, in
why I
home
kept
ec
taking
class,
it.
well, did you take home ec?
I would have. No, they didn't offer it. I don't think. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
my
really?
I didn't. We didn't have it. We didn't have. I went to Renfrew Collegiate Institute, RCI, and I don't think we had a home ec, or we did, and I just totally didn't care at the time. I'd totally take it again though, or I would if I could go back, I'd totally do it. Okay, Split Rock. Adirondack chair. I have no idea. Chair made from wood. You know what, James? Thanks. That's good enough for me. Got it. Meanwhile, I'm thinking of like a giant like tree trunk with like a chair carved out of it, or like I don't know. I think I'm getting there. One side's done. None of the windows have fallen out, so that's a success. That is a big success. Calling that a win.
Here, look, I even look it up by Muskoka.
Okay, hold
chair.
on. Oh, a camping chair. Just tell me it's a camping
It's not a
chair.
camping chair, man.
That is 100% what you put around a fireplace or on a deck and just chill.
Yeah, when you buy them from like, Walmart
Or on
or
a
Canadian
dock.
Tire and they're like plastic. I made mine out of like wood, so they're like, I can't remember how much they like retail for if it's made out of wood, but basically you make it and then you don't have to pay for supplies because then if it's good, the teacher just sells it.
I'll be right back. Technical difficulties really quick.
Uh-oh. So right now I'm sanding the sides of my road. Yep. Just making sure that it's smooth. Oh, really? $700? Yikes. But if they're made by children, are they still $700? Because, like, let's see. When I was in high school, how old was I? Like 17? That was a long time ago. So if I was 16. Yo, that was 20 years ago. Oh my god. Where is the time gone? Yes. So we're both in the Ottawa region or the area. I'm about 30 minutes from the downtown Ottawa, and then Dave is about 45 minutes north of me. But yes, very Canadian.
All right, I am back. You didn't
Everyone
burn down the
left.
place while I was gone, did you?
What? I didn't. No fires. No fires.
Bill, yes, we're both in Canada. Hey, Hamilton, you're not so far. A couple hours. We're up near Ottawa.
The Hammer.
What?
Hamilton is the Hammer.
Oh.
Really? You don't know that? Oh, I grew up in Toronto, so that's why I know.
I grew up in the same. I grew up like a block from where I live right now in the same model of house, like a wartime era house. It was modeled a little bit differently. Like some things, this is inverted or mirrored. So like when you come in the front door and you go left. In my old house, you went right, kind of thing. And like this one's a little more open concept, but yeah, I grew up literally a block from here.
Do you find that stressful living like right around the corner from where you grew up?
No, why would I find it stressful?
I don't know. I always see these movies and they're like, "You're never gonna get out of this town, man." And then they're like, "Shut up, man. I'll make it someday." But I don't know.
I
It looks like a stressful situation.
I mean, I left and then voluntarily came back. I lived in Ottawa while I went to college and when I first started working at the hospital. And I came back by choice. My family's here, my friends are here.
You've been working at the hospital for a long time then, right?
9.5 years.
Damn.
Yeah. I started right after I turned 20. I started at the hospital right out of college.
Mm-hmm.
I got a co-op there, and I just ended up getting a full-time position, and I've been there ever since.
Actually, I was thinking about it. I think that was while you were like gone for a minute there, and I was like talking about how like when I was in high school, and it was roughly about like when I was 16 or 17. And when I think about it, that was 20 years ago. And I'm like, what happened?
Yo, time goes so fast. I think we can all agree. Time goes so fast. I don't even know if you guys can see. I don't know. We're just chatting anyways. I'm just putting the windows in. Check my chat window here. Steeltown. Done. Oh yeah, James, you're in Dundas. Yeah, so you're probably 5.5 to 6.5. I don't know if you're closer to me. Probably not. I don't know. I just know, Chris, every time we went to Toronto, I think next time I'm going to have to friggin' meet you in Caledar, because every time we went to Toronto and we passed Caledar, I'd be like, I could just turn left here and be home in like an hour and a half. But instead, we go to friggin' Ottawa, which is like an hour and a half away. And then I got to drive another hour to get home, and it's like 11 at night. When we drove to Toronto and back for a train show, did we?
Yeah, the Brampton train show.
We went down to Brampton, and man, I was exhausted.
You'll have to come with me one time to the Otter Valley, like one of those.
Yes. Man. Yeah.
7 hours one way.
Oh God. Well, you know, I went 6.5 to pick up my cougar and came home the same day.
Worth it. It's worth the drive for a cougar.
It's so funny. My dad always like, on Kijiji, he's like, no, get rid of the filter. You don't care. Like if it's a car or something that you want, you're gonna drive. Doesn't matter how long. And I'm like, okay, you're right. And I found it. No regrets. It was fun. I like road tripping it.
Bob said that.
What year Cougar built? So I've got a 1973 Mercury Cougar convertible XR7. There's I think 2 videos, maybe 3 videos of it. It would have been last summer, because I picked it up in June. So if you want to see it, head over to my videos and check that out. I actually got it started up today not the first time this year. I had to move it in January, but got it started up and nothing exploded. It had oil pressure, so I was gonna take a video of it, but the problem is the electric choke is somewhat spotty, so it works, and then suddenly it's just like, oh, if you don't tap the gas, it's gonna not start or stall. So I can't really hold the camera and get it going at the same time.
We're gonna have to do like an OVR meet and greet. So everyone goes to.
Well, that's kind of what we did in the Brampton train show.
True.
Yeah, that was excellent.
We didn't talk about it all that much, though.
No, I think we just mentioned it, but
yeah.
When this COVID stuff over, I want to do that kind of stuff more. Especially, I think for me, it was like being out of the hobby, and you think, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. As
Mhm.
corny as that saying is, it's true. I really missed the hobby when I left, and I tried for years to find another indoor hobby, and I couldn't. Or another indoor hobby that I enjoyed. Ooh, Corvettes. I like Corvettes. Cars and trains are expensive hobbies. You're telling me, Bill. I'm a enthusiast gamer. I do model trains, old vintage cars. I had a Lincoln, 79 Lincoln, and then I had a couple 80s. I had an 84 Datsun, an 82 Datsun, 79 Lincoln. I've got the 73 Cougar. I only have the Cougar now. Everything else is gone. And then I also do four-wheeling, and that gets expensive if you're kind of a goofball like me. And yeah, I can make it through that. Oh, it's water. Oh, it's water in my engine. That's not good. Kind of like what happened when we went, Chris.
That was fun.
Was it fun? I have the video somewhere. I'm gonna have to upload it somewhere.
It was legitimately, it was fun. I mean, besides, having to put on that onesie and jump in the mud, I really don't think that, but you're used to that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Me, I was never one for doing stuff like that, but then when I did it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is fun. So, I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting one in the future, but it's like, this is, between this and cake, I really, I don't think I can afford another hobby. So.
Wow, spending that much on cake, huh?
It seems that way.
I mean, I'm not judging. Cake is pretty good.
Cake is pretty good.
Can't argue with cake. '69 Chevelle. Ooh. 79 Stingray. Oh, brand new vet. Ooh. I like the brand new stuff. Like I like the brand new cars. Well, some of them, but I really like the old stuff. I just like the look of it. I like the smell of it. I like the feel of it. I like working on it. It's easy. I don't need to bring it into the dealership to friggin' change the stuff. But the new stuff's nice too. New stuff's nice in the way that you kind of buy it and don't have to worry about it. Like my Mazda's coming up to 300,000 kilometers, and I bought it brand new, 2015. Oh, wow. I drive a lot.
Out of that thing.
Oh yeah, well I put at least like 160K on it a day, and like so it's 80K like exactly. It might be like 80.1 or something door to door.
Yeah.
And then if I go out for lunch or I run any errands after work or stuff like that. All right, shake test. Nothing's falling off. We got another side of windows. Very nice. Oh my God, there are fingerprints all over these ones too. I don't care. It'll drive somebody crazy, but not me. It only costs $75,000.
But if you think about it,
that's all.
$75,000. That's like a Tesla. But obviously, if you buy a Tesla and you put that side by side with that, gee, I wonder which one's better.
I gotta go with the vet all day long.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Personal preference, of course. Teslas are sick.
I'm more of an old Cadillac guy. Like I know we've had this discussion before. The Fleetwood, the boat of all boats. I wouldn't mind one of those. But I mean, we've got family and whatnot, so I gotta have I had an SUV at one point, and I'm pretty sure I'm going back to SUV.
Oh, really?
It feels like this is this discussion that I had with my wife, and it's the fact that I've been working at home for a year. We've already gone through. This is the third lockdown that we've gone through, and basically once all this business is done with, or at least at that point where we can go outside and we can go to things and things are open again, we want to do a lot more traveling and road traveling. So basically, I just want to get like an SUV again so that we can do that. We can't really do that in my Lancer. I mean, it's fun, but the kids just hitting each other, and I mean, boys will be boys, right? But
yeah, I'm consulting the instructions. I just need to know which number of glass goes into the door. Have I been using the right glass for the windows? Oh boy. Oh yeah, I have. Okay, so 19. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. I've been James. Yeah. I at some point I want to add at least some interior detail, but like that's gonna be a project for down the road. I'm trying to do this as like not as slow as possible, but I like this is all new to me with the buildings and stuff, so I don't know what's available. I don't know what's out there. And at some point I'm going to get I worry that I'm going to finish the layout too soon.
Well, how long have you been working? I know you already had the bench work because you had started to do an end scale, and that's when I came over.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you with that. But how long has it been since you come back and you said, 110, we're doing this thing, 4%, tiny curves.
15-inch
How long
curve.
have you been? Yeah, how long have you been working on it as is?
Since August, I believe.
So August to September, October, November, December, January, March, April. So 8 months.
Yeah.
You've come a long way in 8 months. And you were able to run trains the second week. No, that's a lie, obviously. But yeah. And
that's you. I was like, sorry, I paused there because I guess you were making that scratching noise, but I didn't know. So I was like, oh my god, did one of my locomotives just did one of their trucks just explode? Is that gear noise I hear? Like, oh my god.
Is it actually picking that up? It's like a good foot or two away from the microphone. So I'm like, it's not even that loud.
Yeah, it's not obnoxiously loud, but I definitely heard it. No complaints, but well, the thing is, I just prioritize, right? Like, to me, I was like, okay, I had to get kind of like you, I had to get my lower reversing loop done before I could put the top on. And because I had the same idea in N scale, just more, I already had gotten the reversing modules, and I had already gotten the Azatrax modules, and so it didn't take long for this to take shape. And then you start with the main line, you start running the main line, and then you just add from there. And I like, that's some of my favorite things. I love laying track. Cork is okay, it's kind of the necessary evil. I like laying the cork more than I like the Woodland Scenics foam. But it's like a necessary evil,
Greg
right?
Is
and
here,
then Greg. Hey, Greg. Scratch. Picking up all the details. I don't remember where. Oh, did I seriously not put out enough? Oops.
You were talking about the
anyways, yeah. So it came together. I feel like it came to, I was running trains, like you said, so fast, and then everything came together, and I got all my industries in and all my switches, my yard, and that came together quick. And then it kind of sat dormant, and then I upgraded the lights, and I did all the electronics. And again, I love doing wiring, so that flew by because I was so motivated. And and then I'd never painted the track, and I painted the track, and then cleaned it, and that looks great. I'm so glad I did that. But then it's like, okay, well, that step's over. And then now it's like, I'm doing the buildings and I worry. I'm like, okay, I'm going to like do all the main buildings. And then like, I just worry that I'm going to, and I know this is ridiculous, but like finish the layout too soon, because it's like once the buildings are done and in, that I'm gonna do the landscape, and like I've already got the plaster cloth ready, or some of it. I'll probably need more, but because once I start, the way I work is like once I start a project. So like once I'm doing the plaster cloth, I'll do area at a time,
Yeah.
or a module at a time, and then once that's done, it's like, okay, I can paint everything. And then I can start doing like ground cover. I've already got some ballast. I've already thought about going ahead and ballasting some areas just to see how it works, but I'm kind of scared.
Do you need to borrow my spreader? Oh no, your wife got you one. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I got one.
Sorry,
yeah, it's the same one. It's the same one you have.
Yeah.
You did your live stream where you were working on that back left corner behind your Helix.
Oh, that was
you used it, and I was like, that looks super cool. And then I got my wife to get me one for Christmas. But yeah, and then it's just like, then what? Like, it's a small railroad, and I love running the trains and switching out the industries and stuff. But it's kind of like, well, then what? I don't want to get bored of it. But at the same time, like, that's why I'm like, oh, I'll leave the in-room detail, because that's something that I can do down the road. And like right now, I want to try to get all my wiring and stuff done before I do any of the scenic stuff. So that's why I'm like, oh, like I want a signal. Let's see if I can realistically have one and put it in.
Yeah. Now, they say that you're never really done, though.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at the chat, and like Split Rock is like details, operations, stage photos, videos. Yeah, I mean, that's true. There is a lot that you can do, and there's always going to be parts that you're going to want to go back and redo, and at the end of the day, like, I guess if I'm done this, I could always look at joining a club or something. So are you guys hand models? Oh. Do they look good? I got a big scratch. That was from earlier. I don't even know how.
Everything
I just started bleeding. Everything
trains. Oh, you're bleeding? Oh, jeez.
No, earlier I was. Not now.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Nobody. Is that that's from Dodgeball?
Yes.
Is that Ben Stiller?
Yes.
Okay. What is this? A museum for ants?
Joni loves Chachi. Wait, no, you did Zoolander.
Yeah, I know. Still Ben Stiller, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, and then I need this.
There's so many pieces.
I thought you said they were all big pieces, though.
They're big pieces, but there's so many. That's why I'm afraid to do the steel mill, because it's like I'm gonna open up the box, I'm gonna break a sweat, and I'm gonna close the box.
Oh yeah.
And be like, you know what? I'll do this later.
Yo, and God forbid you like clip off a piece that you're not ready to use, and then like you forget what number it is, and then you have to like go back and figure it out.
Yeah. Blast furnace. I'm not even sure which one I'm gonna do first. I gotta be honest with you. I'm looking at all these boxes, and I'm like,
300. I want to go watch some. 300 pieces. Oh, Bub says that you should send him a kit to do, Chris. And Bubs, I want a preference that I totally send you a kit, other than the fact that I want to try to do everything myself on this layout. Chris spoiled me on my last layout and ruined it for me. No, I'm just joking. But that, like, kind of basing on what we just talked about, like when you did the kits for me, that took away from things I could do. So not only was I sitting there being like, oh, well, I have nothing I want to do right now because Chris has my kits, it took that away from me. And I mean, you were super generous and you did a great job, and it was awesome, don't get me wrong. But I want to try to, like, how am I supposed to learn if I never try, right?
It's true. It's true. Now, one of those things that they do say, and when I say they say, I'm not saying someone in particular, but it often comes up. When you're able to run trains, for example, in your case, you were able to get your main line going and whatnot, do you find that because you're able to run trains, everything else slows down?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well,
like you get distracted
okay,
almost.
Here's how I'm going to put it, okay? I spend the same amount of time with the layout, but my motivation to work on the layout is less because I'm running the layout.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I'm still down here quite a bit. But like sometimes I'll just run trains in a circle and watch it. Sometimes I'll switch out, like I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna switch out industry. Sometimes like I'll make like a plan in my head. Like the train that's going around right now has 6 cars. So I'm like, okay, I gotta switch out 3 industries with 2 cars each. So one night I'll do like 1 or 2 industries and then I'll leave it and I'll like come back, and then I'll come back and like work on something and like put her away, and then I'll like run some more trains and then leave. It's my time's split up more. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to say because my track work is, well, I don't know, man. That's a tough question, because when my main line was done, I was still so motivated. Like I was running trains, but at the same time, I was like, oh man, I want to get like more track done. I want to get industries in. Like, yeah. But now that my track work is done, it's a little different. But like that was something I loved doing. Like one could argue, why are you doing kits if your track's not done? And I know it's because of resources.
Yeah.
But if you had, so there's a question. If you had, enough resources to finish, or potentially unlimited resources, would you be doing kits right now, or would you be finishing your track or laying more track in cork and wood? And
in certain cases, like there's a way to do it where, remember when you were starting to plan for where you would put things, but you were like, well, I need to know how far the track's going to be. So I suggested to take like a cereal box and you make the footprint of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could do that and that would take the place of the building, or you could just build the building and then it could be sitting there. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, so this is how far I have, et cetera. That's kind of what I do.
Yeah.
Because then it lets me know how much space I have to work with.
Yeah.
But that's only what I'm doing in the industry, though.
Yeah. Well, and Split Rock makes a really good point. Having a variety of different subjects on the layout to model, like, stops you from getting burnt out.
Yeah.
Like if all you're doing is laying track, you're gonna get bored of laying track. And like I think we talked about that last live show, where for me, and of course I have such a smaller layout, but even on my old layout, when it was time to like build bench work, I went and built all the bench work at once. Mm-hmm. When it was time to do track, I laid all of my track at once.
Yeah.
And then did all of my wiring. And you do get burnt out because you're there and you're like, man, I'm sick of wiring, but in my head I'm like, I want to get this done so I can move on to the next, and I enjoy it still. So, it's funny that way, but I don't know. I really think I think I said this when we were talking about it, whichever time we talked about it. It's going to come down to personal preference.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, some people are going to just want to hammer it out, or go through.
Mhm.
Like, I remember, and I enjoyed laying the cork this time. I didn't enjoy the foam road bed from
Yeah.
Woodland Scenics. I didn't
The
have a good
riser.
time. No, not the risers, the foam road bed
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the foam
on
rubber.
my old layout.
Yeah.
I did not like it as much. I didn't like, with the foam. It was rough. It was kind of, it would like dimple and buckle in certain areas.
Yeah.
You know, it looked okay, but it was, I don't know. Again, gonna come down to personal preference. It was cheaper at the time, and I really liked that. And that's still a deciding factor for a lot of people, and would be to me. I would never say absolutely no to something. But so I found, like, this time around, doing all the cork at once, again, smaller layout, but doing all the cork for like the main line, and then immediately jumping to like all my side industries and switches and stuff, and laying the
Yeah.
cork for that.
Yeah.
I had no problem with it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel super burnt out or resentful at all.
Well, the funny thing is that like part of me wants to do all the woodwork so I don't have any more sawdust and I can just put my
Mhm.
chop saw away. But the
Yeah.
other side of me is all like, well, and I've cut out already like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times 4.
16.
Yeah. 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 Well, I don't know. I've cut out well, no, probably more than that though. But I've cut out a whole bunch of these templates,
Mhm.
or one template. I used my template to cut out a whole bunch of pieces for my helix.
For your helix, you're talking about.
And I can honestly only do about 2 or 3 cutouts at a time because it's so annoying. And I'm like, I wish that I didn't have to do this over and over.
Mhm.
Like, the repetition item is really annoying.
Mhm.
Where, like, when you're doing something like laying track, if I was just running straight track, that would be annoying. But if it's going curvy and you go into switches and then it splits and then you got like a diamond and a double crossover and then a yard and all that, neat, it's fun, but you're not doing the same thing over and over again.
Do you think that's because it's easier to visualize it as it comes together?
Uh,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just like in that essence, it's like I already have most of this stuff in the back of my mind anyways of how it's gonna look. It's just putting in the work. Kind of
Right.
like switching couplers on a car. It's annoying if you have to do like 15 cars, switching out 2 couplers on each side. That's 30 couplers, right? You're doing the
Right.
exact same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I'm zooming in on the signal to prove that it's working correctly. Split Rock question: do you build your own switches? No. I think I'd love to. I think if I had, ooh, that's a good question. Like, oh, okay. Would you, Chris? Would you, Chris? And why not?
If
Build your own
my
turnouts.
skill level was there, it's too much work. It's even with the fast track. I think it's fast track. They have those jigs,
Yeah.
which is very handy for those who do it. Would I do it personally? Nah, I'm lazy. I'm so lazy. It's no, I wouldn't do it. They're nice though. I like how they look.
Yeah, they are nice. They're nice. Okay, here it comes. Hold on. Ooh, click. Okay, see, it works. It works fine. It was just a little weird at the beginning of the video. See, that's a good question because part of me is like, absolutely yes. Part of me is like, and then part of me is 100% in agreement with you. being able to get to the point where you can custom make, you know, because that's the great thing about this hobby. Let me just go on a tangent here for 1 second. The great thing about this hobby is you can put in as much work as you want. You can buy a ready-made building, you can buy a kit for a building, or you can buy random parts and kit bash or scratch build something. Like there's multiple levels, and you can hand lay the track, you can buy the track, you can, you know, and switches is something that like I really love complex rail work. You know, I love, like, that's why I have the double slip switches on my layout. That's why I have a diamond on my layout, because like looking at it is just like, oh baby, you know, that looks so sweet. But
Get a room.
Mark, hey. But at the same time, yeah, it's I guess it would depend on what situation I would be in, because if I had this giant layout, like Stephen Bennett, right? You remember? I think he still makes, yeah, he's still around. He still makes videos. Yeah. He has that like huge basement layout, and he like switched from modern back to like I think it's Pensy he's got, and like old steam engines and stuff. He hand built like all of his, and if I had something big like that I really, oh man, I don't know. I think okay. I think if I had an outlet to run my trains, like if your layout was up and I was like, I'm gonna build this big layout in my basement, and your layout is perfectly like functional, and I can come over to your place or go to a club and I can run trains and get that scratch that itch, then I would be more willing to do things like scratch build turnouts and hand lay track. Not saying yeah, I'd be more willing to. I'd probably go for the turnouts. I don't know if I could ever scratch lay track. I think the only time I would ever scratch lay track is if it was a bigger scale and if it was like a shelf layout where it was a small area, you know, and I wasn't doing a whole layout. But I love the idea of making your own turnouts. I think that's so that's so cool, and like grinding the rails and soldering everything together. And yeah, you're right. Split Rock says you could build one at a time and replace one at a time, keep running trains. And actually, that's a fantastic idea. And I really have nothing bad, like no rebuttal for that. You're right. And that could be a really good project that I never thought about down the road when I'm, you know, done, quote, done, quote, the layout as a project. You know, I could do that. Right now, I'm using all Pico switches, medium-sized turnouts, double slips. The only Atlas, the Diamond is an Atlas, and the Flex Track is Atlas, and it's all code 100 because I wanted the bulkier rail for the tighter curves. But that would be a great idea. I think that's such a sweet idea to slowly replace one at a time. Like, yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Thanks for that. That's a really good idea. Pico. So let me ask you this. You know, last live stream on GVO After Dark, we talked about manufacturers for, you know, logos and rolling stock and stuff. What about track? What about switches? Track's kind of, you know, hit or miss. But switches is huge, right? Because so many different brands make switches, and they're all kind of different. What do you think, Chris? What do you use? You use Pico, right?
Pico Code 83, and they are Insel Frogs.
Right.
Oh, for the switches, they're Insel Frogs, but
yes. And do you have any thoughts on any other brands? Like, you've used Atlas in the past, and have you used Walthers?
No, Walthers is apparently really expensive, and they just started putting out Flex Track, and they have switches now as well, but again, very expensive.
Right.
So I don't know. Like on that old layout that I had, it was Atlas Code 100,
Yeah.
and it was fine at the time because that's all I ever knew. When I was a kid, that's what I had on my kid layout.
Hmm.
But then when I went to the club, it sounds so weird saying that. Uh, so when I was at Hotrack, okay, even saying that sounds weird. When I went to the Ottawa, when I went to the Ottawa club to see their layout, they use code 83 Pico, and then I think there's a couple of other areas that they might use like code 70 and then code 100 in other areas. Like I'm not opposed to using multiple codes uh, of track on certain parts of your layout. There was even a point where I was going to use code 100 as my main line just to raise up the locomotive and the cars a little bit higher. But
Right.
again, lazy. So, and doing that conversion going from code 100 to code 83, no thanks. I'm good. I don't bother. I just do
Yeah.
all one code and that's it.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, this is coming from me, who and if Bubs is still around or anybody maybe who knows, um, is it prototypical to have different like size of rails? Is that how it is in the real world? Because I honestly have I don't know,
I
but
believe so.
I gotta agree with you. I think that to get the special rail joiners and keep track of everything, it's kind of like, meh. Um, I know Code 100 is somewhat frowned upon, but I like it actually. I don't find it looks terrible, especially now that I painted it. I think that made a huge difference. Um, but for my needs, I just thought it was the best way to go. And I mean, I haven't had any problems, so I really can't complain. But
I feel like I should have done a disclaimer before I gave my opinion.
but honestly, had I not if I didn't have James, you're right. I did forget my bacon, and that's because I spent all night before I got on setting up that friggin' signal. It only took me like an hour and a half, start to finish, like unboxing and everything. So, but yeah, that's I had no bacon tonight. I'd go with Code 83. I think that's, people say it looks a little more realistic. I think it's a little more to scale. It's going to come down to personal preference, but I'd go with it. Turnouts, I love Pico. I like the built-in spring. I wish they would have come out with the Unifrog in Code 100 before I did my layout. I think that's a really sweet idea. I could go either way. I use InsoFrog because I'm lazy, and it's easy and it's readily available, and I don't have to worry about gapping or anything. All of my locos have current keepers, and therefore, and I mean, really, even normal locomotives don't have problems as long as they're not like a little, high rail or little trackmobile or stuff.
I agree.
Different sizes is too large, but you were correct. That looks fun when painted. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to come down to. I think that's the thing. It kind of comes down to what you know. Like I would always go back to Pico, because I know it works good and I know I can trust it. But Walters, I'm sure they have like the Shinohara stuff. I'm pretty sure was pretty good. But as you said, it's expensive. But if money wasn't a thing, like would I go with it? I don't know. I had like one. And on my very first layout, and I ripped it up and never used it, so I don't know. I hate to pull the personal preference card, but really that's what it comes down to.
I wish I had a siren for that.
I'm cheaping out. I'm taking the easy way out, with the personal preference thing, but yeah, the glass looks pretty good. Nothing's fallen out. I did the hit test, so That's great. I think I
Okay,
should.
I'm kind of liking how my road is coming together.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I think it's gonna work. Like, you know how when you think something's gonna work, and then it kind of works, and you're like, well, whatever. That's kind of what I'm going with. Right?
Nice, nice. Um, well, maybe we'll start wrapping things up. I have to decide if I want to paint some more on the sides. Like, especially this side is so bright. I don't know. I don't know if I like that side so much. I think I need to darken it up. It's like, especially like the big glob here. I don't know what happened. This side's kind of bright too. I don't know. But I wanna make that decision before I glue the awning pieces on. And I still have to do the foundation as well. So I don't really want to move forward with that. Bubs says, "Hey Chris, do you still want to know about your station crossing platforms?"
Okay, I still have to put those in. Yeah, not in a huge rush, but I'll message you when I'm like good to go on that, and then
Let's get one more shot of the signal. Oh, what did I just hit? Oh Lord, this is
oh,
that's fine. That's so sick. So I know, totally prototypical, but or not totally not prototypical. The way this is set up, just as little, I'm gonna make a video on it, but I've got two sets of infrared sensors behind, and they're directional. And I'm using an Azatrax board. I'm actually using two Azatrax boards. One is to control the directional infrared sensors, and the other one is a toggle relay. And basically, I just wanted it so that the signal would turn red when anything was underneath the, because that's all going to be a tunnel. Right behind the signal is going to be the tunnel portal, and I just wanted something to man, that looks sick. To kind of tell me if something was down there. What make is your signal? I got everything off of Azatrax because I was a huge fan of their boards for controlling my reversing module, my reversing switch. So I think this was made by Custom Signals. Let me open up a receipt in here. Yes, I do. So Custom Signals. That's all it says. Custom Signals HS3 single SA ladder only. And then I've got the D2T DS dual infrared detector and the LARY-DC, the Larry. But yeah, I know it's not super prototypical, but I didn't want to mess with block detection with my reversing loop down there, and just having to, I really can't get down there now. So I can't gap anything because I'd have to rip up the top section or struggle heavily. And so I thought, man, this would be so easy to put in. It's all going to be hidden by a tunnel anyway. And so far, it works great. It didn't take very long to set up or wire. I have a little board. I'll make an in-depth video of what does what and how I did it. But so far, like, here it comes, boom, green. I'm not using yellow. The signal can do yellow, but I'm not using the yellow right now. But it works exactly how I wanted it to. Unfortunately, due to the size of my layout, I don't have the room to really have proper signaling, but I kind of cheesed it and got away with this. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Oh, Mark, while you're here, I hope it's okay that I gave everybody the news. And just for anybody who wasn't around at the start, this is my last HO live stream. I'm going back to N scale, and actually that is Chris's last live stream as well, because he's moving and ripping up his layout. And Mark, I hope it's okay that I told everybody your news, and I'm going to repeat it now. You're finally going to let dogs in the train room.
You're going to start pandemonium. You know that, right? I'm going to get a lot of calls. There's going to be a fire somewhere. You know, there'll be a scene where like dogs are breaking out of kennels and stuff.
Mark's just going to send the next layout update is just going to be like, there's no trains, only dogs. They won't let me run anything.
They've taken me hostage.
My trains are running a little rough.
That joke was a little rough.
I have no shame. I love laughing at my own jokes.
You love laughing about jokes.
Oh, I love terrible jokes. Am I tired? Yeah, I'm tired.
I can tell.
Work kills me these days, and this is my Friday because I'm off. I've got the long weekend, so.
What's that like?
I am. What's that like? It's bliss until it's over, and then you're just like, and then the anxiety and the regret of I didn't use my time wisely kicks in, and you realize, oh my god, I have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I know that one.
Woohoo! Do you not have this weekend off at all?
No, I work all weekend. I make a point to work on holidays, and I work every weekend because
right. Yeah,
times and triple times.
All right, mods, can we get a ban on James Galton in the chat? He's bragging that he's off every day, and I just can't stand for that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, bum.
Bubs, what is that building? What? This one? That's the one that usually goes over there. I just have the roof off because I didn't glue anything on, so everything still comes apart for when I need to move it like this. Yeah, that's my first one. You saw that one. That's my very first building on the layout. Oh no, it's not. It's the second one because I used the engine shed that you got me as the first kit. But yeah, this was the first Walthers kit. But yeah, anyways, I guess let's wrap this up, boys, and if there's any women watching. But don't forget, some point this weekend, giveaway video. Make sure to check that out. Your chance to win 2 of these nice pieces of rolling stock. And don't worry, I did in fact change the couplers. Ooh, buddy, I'm wrecking the place. So keep an eye open for that, and should also be a quick little layout update video. Oh, I keep hitting that button. Let's get one more shot of the sneak peek of the. I love this. I'm rail fanning my own layout so hard right now. Do you guys ever do that? I rail fan my own layout all the time.
I think I have more pictures of my layout than I have pictures of my children, and my wife would probably agree.
All right, just for that, Eminem Rails is disqualified from any future giveaway of my channel. Just putting that out there. That's what you get. Nobody hurts. Nobody goes against CP, Mark. You should know better.
I mean, he's not wrong. He should have gave away O&R.
Chris, get
why did I invite you?
Yeah, you're banned from this channel also now.
Who are you?
Don't forget I know where you live.
Uh-oh.
Your house is getting egged tomorrow. I don't have to work. I'm free all day.
Well, because it's Easter and all, they better be chocolate eggs. Terrible, I know.
Oh, jeez. Okay, guys. Chris, any closing thoughts?
Just 2. Because, that's what happens, right? 1, next week, next Third Rail Thursday, we're over on Big CW, Chris's channel, the other Chris. We're a dime a dozen. He's the other dozen. And then Then also, because it's the first week of a new month, I will have a layout update video at some point. Maybe, hopefully by Sunday morning. We'll do one Sunday morning, and I'll have that posted. Probably.
Shamelessly plugging in
Isn't
my
that what
live
you
stream.
meant? I didn't have any other thoughts.
No, that's exact. I'm just giving you a hard time. That's exactly what I meant. That is exactly what I meant. All right. Closing statement. Like I said, there's going to be a giveaway video coming up, a layout update of my own coming up. Don't forget to tune in to next Thursday for Chris Big CW. Or is it Chris CW now? Didn't he change it?
Chris CW, but
Yeah.
sometimes when you search for Big CW, just look for. I think he has Angry Cat as his picture.
Okay.
You know,
we'll make sure to link that in our description and announcements and stuff like that. No, have no fear. I'm not actually going to N scale. Chris isn't moving, and as I know, poor Gucci is still barred from the train room. That poor thing. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody's support. Thanks for everybody who's stopping by. And until next time, guys, enjoy your cat meowing at you. Enjoy your bacon, guys. Thanks very much. Take care. Have a good night. Chris has a train to catch also.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Oh, hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. All right. Take care, everybody.